Have you ever looked up at Saturn and wondered, why does it wear that dazzling ring like a cosmic crown? What makes its ring system so breathtaking, so different from anything else in our solar system? Is it just pretty ice, or is there something deeper going on? Today, we're diving into the mystery, the science, and the secrets behind Saturn's rings. Get ready for moon battles, disappearing rings, and stories of destruction turned into beauty. Are you ready to explore one of space's most iconic wonders? Let's unlock the secrets of Saturn's rings, together. The vastness of Saturn's rings. Let's talk about size, because when it comes to Saturn's rings, huge doesn't even begin to describe it. Imagine something stretching across 400,000 kilometers wide. That's roughly the distance from Earth to the Moon. And yet, in some places, it's only about 10 to 100 meters thick. That's like spreading out a sheet of paper the size of a planet. Mind-blowing, right? These rings are so wide that if Saturn replaced the Moon in our night sky, the rings would fill the entire sky from one horizon to the other. You'd feel like you're living inside a cosmic halo. But here's the twist: it looks solid from far away, but it's not. It's actually made up of countless particles, from dust-sized grains to boulders as big as mountains, all orbiting Saturn at their own speeds. Some move faster on the inside track, while others lag behind on the outer edges. It's like a never-ending race happening in space. Have you ever seen something so massive yet so delicate at the same time? That's the beauty of Saturn's rings. A floating masterpiece, dancing silently in the void, commanding attention without making a sound. The sheer scale and thinness together create a kind of cosmic illusion. It's majestic yet fragile, like a spaceborne lacework shimmering in the sunlight. And that's just scratching the surface. Composition and reflectivity. Now let's zoom in. What exactly are Saturn's rings made of? Snowballs, space dust, diamonds? Well, not quite, although that last one would be epic. The answer is water ice. Yep, plain old ice, just like the kind you toss in your drink. But in space, under Saturn's sunlight, this ice reflects light so brilliantly that it gives the rings their glowing, almost magical appearance. Some particles are just tiny grains of frozen dust, while others are massive chunks several meters across. Imagine a cosmic blender full of icy debris spinning at incredible speeds. And somehow, instead of chaos, it forms perfect concentric rings. Wild, right? What's even crazier is that scientists believe the brightness of these rings means they're still relatively young. If they were ancient, cosmic grime would have darkened them long ago. So we might be living in a rare moment in Saturn's timeline when its rings are at their brightest and most visible. That's like catching a firework at the exact moment it bursts. There's also this shimmering optical illusion going on. Because these particles are so shiny, they can even reflect radio waves and sunlight in different ways, helping scientists figure out their composition without ever touching them. So yeah, Saturn's rings aren't just eye candy, they're science candy too. Would you have guessed something so cold could shine so bright? Dynamic interactions with moons. Saturn's rings might look calm and perfectly organized, but don't let that fool you. They're actually in a constant cosmic tug-of-war with Saturn's many moons. Yep, the planet doesn't just have one or two companions, it has over 140 confirmed moons. And some of them are tiny, mischievous troublemakers that sneak into the ring system and mess with its structure. These are called shepherd moons, and they literally herd the ring particles into sharp edges and create gaps. For example, the Cassini division, that big dark split between the A and B rings, that's caused by a moon playing gravitational referee. Then you've got moons like Mimas, whose orbit pulls ring particles into rhythmic waves like ripples on a pond. It's like watching gravity create music in space, moons plucking at invisible strings and setting the whole ring system vibrating. Some moons even steal ring material or hurl icy bits into Saturn's atmosphere, triggering auroras and storms. And the relationship goes both ways. The rings also feed material to some of Saturn's moons, altering their surface. It's like a cosmic sibling rivalry. Moons shaping rings shaping moons, and the whole system staying in perfect balance despite the chaos. If you thought rings were just pretty ornaments, think again. They're part of a wild gravitational ecosystem that's constantly moving, shifting, and evolving. How cool is that? Mysterious spokes and ring rain. Now let's talk about the weird stuff, because Saturn's rings aren't just beautiful, they're strange. Ever heard of spokes in a ring system? Not bicycle spokes, these are ghostly, shadow-like features that mysteriously appear and vanish across Saturn's rings. NASA first spotted them during the Voyager missions, and scientists were baffled. What could make dark streaks move across rings made of ice? The leading theory is static electricity. Yep, the same force that makes your hair stand up might be stirring up particles in Saturn's magnetic field, lifting them briefly above the ring plane like levitating dust. Imagine a massive, invisible energy field sweeping across the rings like a sci-fi force field. Wild, right? And then there's the phenomenon known as ring rain. Sounds poetic, doesn't it? But it's very real. Microscopic ice particles from the rings are slowly falling into Saturn's atmosphere, pulled down by gravity and influenced by the planet's magnetic field. It's literally raining ring material onto the planet. Millions of tons of it every year. So not only are the rings changing shape, they're actively disappearing. That means what we see today is a temporary masterpiece, slowly dissolving back into the planet that birthed it. It's hauntingly beautiful to think about, a silent celestial show that one day just won't be there anymore. Theories on ring formation. Where did these incredible rings come from? That's one of the biggest space mysteries scientists have been chasing for decades. Some used to think the rings formed at the same time as Saturn, over 4 billion years ago, from leftover material that never became a moon. But newer evidence flips that idea on its head. One of the most compelling theories now suggests Saturn's rings are much younger, possibly just 100 to 200 million years old. In cosmic time, that's practically yesterday. So what caused them? Here's where it gets wild. Astronomers believe a massive icy moon, nicknamed Chrysalis, once orbited Saturn. Due to gravitational instability, possibly nudged by Saturn's own moon titan, it came too close to the planet and was torn apart by Saturn's immense tidal forces. The shattered pieces formed a magnificent debris field that became the rings we see today. Imagine an ancient moon sacrificed in a cosmic accident, transforming into the most stunning feature of a planet. It's like watching the ruins of a celestial world become a work of art. And get this, some of Saturn's smaller moons might actually be chunks of chrysalis that survived the event. So Saturn's rings could be the remnants of a lost world, beautiful, tragic, and still evolving. Doesn't that make you look at them a little differently? Ephemeral nature of the rings. Here's a sobering thought. Saturn's rings are fading away. As much as we'd love to think they'll be there forever, the universe doesn't do forever. Those icy particles that dazzle us from afar are slowly spiraling down into Saturn's atmosphere, thanks to a phenomenon called ring rain. Scientists estimate the rings are losing anywhere from 400 to 2,800 kilograms of mass every second. Yeah, every second. That's like watching a glacier melt, only in space, and much faster. If the process continues, Saturn could lose its iconic rings in as little as 100 million years. That may sound like a long time, but remember, we're lucky to be alive during the short window of cosmic history when Saturn looks like this. A billion years from now, future civilizations might look at Saturn and see a dull, ringless planet. And what's crazier, the Cassini spacecraft found evidence that the rings might have already come and gone before, forming, disappearing, and reforming over time. It's a reminder that even in the vastness of space, nothing stays the same. Saturn's rings are like a celestial firework, frozen mid-burst, beautiful and temporary. If you've ever wanted a symbol of the universe's fleeting beauty, this is it. Comparisons with other planetary rings. You might be wondering, wait, don't other planets have rings too? They do. Jupiter, Uranus, and Neptune all sport ring systems. But compared to Saturn's, theirs are like faded sketches next to a masterpiece. Jupiter's rings are faint and dusty, only visible with specialized instruments. Uranus has dark, narrow rings made mostly of larger rock-like particles. Neptune's rings are clumpy and incomplete, almost like they're still forming or falling apart. Saturn, though? Saturn's rings are bold, bright, and intricately layered. They span multiple divisions, from the dense B ring to the mysterious D and E rings, each with its own personality. And no other planet comes close to the sheer visual drama of Saturn's rings when viewed through a telescope. That's why it's the showstopper of the solar system. Think of the other rings like whispered secrets, while Saturn is singing opera. Even space probes like Voyager and Cassini were programmed to study Saturn longer than any other ringed world, simply because there's so much happening. It's the gold standard of ring systems, literally. While others might wear rings, Saturn owns the crown. Saturn's rings aren't just a beautiful sight. They're a cosmic storybook filled with drama, mystery, and fleeting wonder. And the fact that we're alive to witness them? That's a gift from the universe. So next time you spot Saturn in the night sky, remember, you're looking at something temporary, yet timeless. If you enjoyed this journey through the rings, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Space Facts for more mind-blowing adventures across the cosmos. What other space mysteries should we unravel next? Drop your thoughts in the comments, we're just getting started.